Rugby World Rankings are out for the 13th of September 2021, and it's the Wallabies who are back up. And if I'm not mistaken, the Springboks have actually lost World Rankings points for the first time since the Rugby World Cup lost to the All Blacks. If I'm not mistaken, this is the first time they've lost points. Still number one on the log. We'll go through the rankings pretty quickly. Teams in blue haven't played. Teams in black have played, but no change to their rankings. Green is up, red is down. But yeah, we'll go through them and some of the upcoming fixtures as well. There's not a heck of a lot in the way of changes on the board. Like I mentioned, the Wallabies being up, but you'll notice the Springboks number is in red. A week ago, they were on 94.49. It's now 92.49, and I think 2 points in one hit is the most you can drop. So that kind of unexpected loss to the Wallabies has seen the Springboks drop. And the gap between them and the All Blacks on 90.31. All Blacks didn't actually go up with their big victory over Argentina, but they've kind of remained steady. The gap between the All Blacks and the Springboks is now, I think, one match away from changing, but it would have to be a pretty big win from the Wallabies in the next game, a 15 or more point win for the Wallabies to win over the Springboks, for then New Zealand beating the Pumas to then overtake the Springboks. Given the nature of the game where the Wallabies did beat the Springboks and how it went down to the last kick of the game, seems kind of unlikely, so I think you can expect the Springboks to retain that number one spot next week as well. But then the All Blacks and the Springboks have got a couple of games coming up as well, so the battle for the number one spot could get pretty interesting if you're interested in that kind of thing. Most people would rather have trophies and cabinets, but there you go, number one spot has been with the Boks for a couple of years, so it's the first time it's actually looked like it's under threat. Like I mentioned, the All Blacks haven't changed despite their big win. The difference between them and the Pumas was too great, and it was on a neutral ground, so nothing doing with those sides. Likewise, England, Ireland, still kind of steady as she goes. No changes for them. The Wallabies, though, as I mentioned, they took those 2 points off the Springboks, so they're up to 84.11. What a difference a week makes, man. Like, after three losses on the trot to the All Blacks, it was kind of starting to look all doom and gloom. But someone mentioned it on social media that if you take the All Blacks results out of the picture, Dave Rennie's record as Wallabies coach is actually not looking too bad. It's just kind of unfortunate for him that they play the All Blacks that often. It gives them a losing record, but he himself has kind of said they relish that kind of opportunity. They wouldn't have it any other way. But yeah, it just makes things like a little bit sour. When they're actually, having a pretty good series. They beat the French. They've now beaten the world champions. So, yeah, up to 5th in the world. France drop without playing just by the virtue of being overtaken by the Australians. The Pumas do drop. Again, they haven't actually moved on the points. The All Blacks didn't take any points from them, but they are down below the Wallabies who have just passed them. Scotland is still there. Wales is still there. I kind of make this point every time that Wales had a bad 2020, and they're still kind of paying the price for that in the world rankings. They were up here a while back. I think if they beat the All Blacks in the upcoming autumn games, then they could be up to like 82 something. But if they lose, they will actually go slightly down a bit based on the current rankings, but who knows. The gap between Wales and the All Blacks may be a bit wider if the All Blacks get a bunch of good results, but that's still way down the track, so we won't go there. But Wales at 9 for the moment. Japan, Fiji, Georgia, Samoa, Italy, Tonga, no changes for any of them. But look who's back on the board at the expense of Uruguay, who haven't played, but they have been overtaken by the USA. The USA was on 66.70 after that loss to Canada, but they bounced back and beat Canada, so they're now back to 67.12, which means they are back to that 16th spot and back on my whiteboard. That does mean Uruguay are on 17th, just off the whiteboard. Romania, Portugal, Spain, and Canada. Canada is on 62.08 after that loss to the States. Now, if you haven't been following that kind of Rugby World Cup qualifying route for the Americas region, not North Americas, Canada and the USA played off. USA won on aggregate over 2 games, so they will face Uruguay for a spot at the World Cup. Whoever wins that game goes through between the States and Uruguay, and whoever wins that game on aggregate will probably be in the 16th spot as well, maybe even 15th, depending on how the results go. And then the loser of that between the States and Uruguay will still have another bite at the cherry because they won't be out and out eliminated. You might have thought Canada has been eliminated, but not yet. They have to go through Chile, not for a direct spot to the World Cup, but Canada have to beat Chile, or Chile has to beat Canada for a chance to meet the loser of USA, Uruguay for that kind of next spot at the Rugby World Cup. So it's a little bit convoluted in the Americas, but that race for that spot at the Rugby World Cup is on. So Canada will play Chile. Canada's 21st, Chile 28th. But by all accounts, Chile is one of those teams that's kind of on the improve in rugby in recent years. I haven't seen anything of Chile play, but based on feedback from some of you guys who are more in the know, Chile is one not to kind of write off in that battle for the World Cup. So yeah, we will see. There are upcoming games this weekend. We do have the rematches in the Rugby Championship, so the Pumas will be looking to put in a better shift against the All Blacks and hopefully get some points on the board. And the Box and Wallabies will go at it again. That's going to be the game of the weekend, I would say, just given how last week's result went. But as I said, don't write off the Argentinians because last year was similar. They had one big loss, but they also got one win against the All Blacks. So fingers crossed. I'm hoping for the competition that the Pumas guys can put in a much better shift. They could go up to like 5th, I think, if they get a win over the All Blacks, and the Wallabies could keep their rise going if they manage to do the double over the Springboks. So we will see. In the women's game, we did see Scotland lose to Italy, and Spain and Ireland played out an 8-7 match, which is a pretty low scoring one. We'll have to go back and watch those at some point, but haven't seen them as yet. But anyway, folks, those are the world rankings for the 13th of September. Not a heap on the move, but yeah, congratulations to the USA for progressing to the next round of Rugby World Cup qualifiers. But as I said, neither them nor Canada nor Uruguay are assured a spot yet, and none of them are out yet, so they all still have everything to play for. The All Blacks are looking pretty good in the Rugby Championship, but still, we're only halfway through that competition, so there's still plenty to come. The URC is getting underway soon, the Premiership's getting underway soon, the top 14's already underway. We've got the Autumn Internationals coming up, folks. There's heaps of rugby on. Happy days. You guys let me know your thoughts. Do like and subscribe to the channel, to the videos. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.